Hello and welcome. Janet Beckers here with your wonderful WebTV tip of the week. You know what? It's nearly 2017. We are so close, just a few days off. And it's now that, if you haven't done it already, that you will be planning out what you're going to be doing for the next 12 months. You'll be looking at what programs you're going to offer. You'll be looking at your what sort of promotions you're going to do, and really thinking about what changes will I make. Now, before you do that, I want to give you a couple of exercises that is absolutely essential for you to do, because if you don't do them, you could end up burning yourself out next year, or you could end up going broke while you're doing that, or you could end up not meeting the potential that you could if you don't do these exercises first. So I'm going to cover them in a few videos. The first one today is, you know what? Before you can start planning for next year, you've got to do a good review of the previous year. Now, I'm going to talk specifically about one exercise that I need you to do to be able to really review your year, and that is, I want you to take any kind of emotion and energy and out of everything that you've done in your business for the last 12 months, and I want you to let the numbers do the talking for you. Now, what's absolutely essential is you need to be able to have your numbers on hand, okay? You need to be able to know what is the revenue that I have made from each product and or service that I've got, and what are the expenses for that. So you can look at everything that you've offered and you can know, what was my break even? Have I made a profit from that? Are the expenses too high? Or have I discovered when I do this that there is a program that I've got and actually is a little gold mine waiting there, because the profit margins are really, really good, but I haven't really taken too much notice of it. You don't know until you do those numbers. So how do you get those numbers? I'm going to give it to you super duper briefly, but the most important thing, it doesn't matter if you're starting out or if you've been in business for years, you need to have some kind of accounting software. And most importantly, whatever you use, you have to have somebody who is entering that data on a very regular basis. You can't wait to do it just once every 3 months when you've got to put in your tax forms. You've got to be doing it regularly. So if you've only got a very small turnover, you might only do it once a month. If you've got quite a few transactions, you're going to need somebody doing it weekly, sometimes daily. But it's absolutely essential that that is done, and it doesn't have to be you. This is where it's data entry. It doesn't have to be highly skilled work. Now, whatever program you're going to use, it could go from an Excel spreadsheet. It could go like us, where we use Xero, Xero. Other companies might use MyOb. They might use QuickBooks. It'd be really interesting if you share down below what software you find that is really good. You might use a book. Whatever it is that you use, the important thing is that you need to be able to say, this revenue came from this product, this expense came from that product. And of course there's other ones that are general running expenses, because now you need to be able to really look at it dispassionately. And of course, be very aware of the life cycle of that program. If it's just started out, you might look at it and go, well, that was a lot of money. You've got your reality check of, you know what, I've only just launched it, or it's just the first time. It hasn't actually had its opportunity to pay me back yet. Of course you've got that, but other than that, really look at the profit and loss per product. Now, I know that this is a bit of a bummer, isn't it? You know, we're here in the Christmas period, we're going to the new year, it's celebration time. That's okay. You can do this when you get back after your holidays, but make sure it's the number one thing you do if you haven't done it already. And if you don't have a system where you've got somebody entering in your data all the time, if it's not you, if it's not somebody else, don't beat yourself up. That's a really common thing that happens in companies. So you just set the intention that you're going to be one of those ones that is spot on. Now, I can tell you the difference that it's made in my business. 12 months ago, I brought on I call him my chief financial officer. Because he's much more than a bookkeeper, and he's much more than an accountant to me, because he works with me on a weekly basis. He keeps my cash flow forecasting, and we get to meet once a month, and then a couple of times a year we'll meet for a whole day where we actually go over all those numbers. We analyze them, we make decisions. He asks me the hard questions. As soon as we did that, there were programs that I opened and there were programs that I closed. and there were programs that I reviewed, and it just makes such a huge difference. And the other part that came as the benefit of that is my profit margins increased, and my reliability on my cash flow and how much money went into my personal bank account just evened out perfectly. So it makes a huge difference. It truly, truly does. So that's my challenge to you. Before you start planning those big things, get the reality check so you know that you're making your decisions on the things that really matter in terms of bringing the revenue into your business. Now, in our next video, I'm going to just share it in a couple of days rather than in a week. We're going to flip it around, and then we're going to stop talking at the dispassionate. We're going to go and have a look at some passion stuff in the next video. So I'll see you in that one. Bye. Meanwhile, I'd love to hear from you. Any recommendations on programs that really work well? Do you have some recommendations of books that people should read that help them to be able to make sense of this? Or some systems that you have in place? I'd love you to be able to share them down below. It will help a lot of people, and I'll come and join the conversation. Bye.